In the long run, your clients are dependent on you to be a UAD expert, and that entails being able to decipher Fannie and Freddie's rule sets and competently and authoritatively coach your clients and underwriters about UAD. A full understanding of UAD field types is critical to being able to explain the GSE's requirements to your clients. At Alamode, we're not just about form filling. We're dedicated to helping our customers to be the most competent, fully informed appraisers out there. There's a widely held belief among real estate appraisers that there is only one type of UAD field: required fields. These are the report fields that an appraiser is required to fill out, often in a very specific way. Examples vary from the highly restricted condition field to the somewhat open for interpretation, design, and style field. Most appraisers are familiar with these fields, and in fact, the UAD guidance window built into Total focuses on these fields. The second type of UAD field is related: the conditionally required fields. These are fields that become required fields dependent on some other criteria. The most well-known example is the contract section, which becomes required only if the appraiser has indicated a purchase transaction. In most instances, the contract section being one of them, the appraiser must leave a conditionally required field empty unless it becomes required. In other cases, such as the electrical description field on page 1, where the field is only required if other is checked or neither box is checked, the appraiser can leave the field empty or fill it out the way she wants if public is checked. You can see if a field has a requirement or a conditional requirement at any time by clicking into the field and looking at the in-field guidance in the lower left, or by opening the full guidance window. These fields are also covered completely and in depth in the GSE's document Appendix D. The third type of field is called a transmit field. In essence, a transmit field is an instruction to the software provider that should the appraiser choose to fill out a field, the data must be included in the final XML. For an appraiser, this means that you are in complete control of whether or not a transmit field is even used in the report. However, should you decide to use a transmit field, certain UAD guidelines must then be met. A simple example of a transmit field is the FEMA map date field. You don't have to use it, but if you choose to fill out this field, you must use the UAD date format, and WinTOTAL must include that data in the XML. Most other transmit fields have similar requirements. In fact, most of the fields in the cost approach are transmit fields. Some are numbers-only fields. Others require rounding to the nearest whole dollar, and still others are limited to a certain number of characters. If you're familiar with the UAD requirements for required fields, none of these should really surprise you. Next week, I'll show you how to quickly and accurately read and decode the most important UAD documents that Fannie has on their website. And if you haven't seen our UAD field by field video, check it out in the link below.